So I'm sitting here with my iPad about to do some sketching for a pattern I'm making, and it's about, it's about 4:30 on a Saturday. And I was just thinking that a lot of you out there might be wondering, if I become a mother, if I become a parent, can I still be an artist? Can you be an artist and a mother? And what is it really like? So I thought, why not just show you and talk about it a little? So we're gonna take a little journey starting with this morning, right after I woke up in time to see the US get kicked out of the World Cup. So I happened to glance in the bathroom mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, my hair is a disaster. So I just chopped off my bangs. I thought for half a second about booking a hair appointment, but who's got time for that when you're a mother who's trying to get things done? I then boiled up some water and threw in some instant decaf coffee. I switched to decaf after becoming a mother because sometimes I don't have time to make coffee and I really hate that caffeine headache. And you know what? Decaf still works for me because I'm really caffeine sensitive. So now it's time to make sure the baby is fed. She's past 6 months, so she's now on to solids, a mix of purees, and actual adult food. Now, because I haven't eaten yet, I do snag a little bit from the jar. And let me tell you, if you've never tried it, baby food these days is actually good. And I kind of started wondering why office workers and other busy people don't just buy jars of baby food so that they can have vegetables and fruit on the go. Pretty cheap and convenient. And while I do make some of mine from scratch, I'm also kind of a big picture person and sometimes just need to do what's convenient. Now it's time to get going on the endless to-do list. I have an exhibition coming up next month and I had 10 of my pieces chosen for it. So I needed to go through my artwork and just gather the pieces for the show so that I could wire them, frame them, and get them eventually delivered to the gallery. I decided to multitask and while collecting these pieces to get them ready, just to also make a short YouTube video that I could also use on my Instagram when it came to promote the show. So I just have my daughter in the baby carrier and set up the camera, and then I'm just collecting each of the 10 pieces one by one from off of my walls and out of storage. Once I have all the pieces collected and realize I need to go through them, one of them is framed, most of them are not, some of them have wires, some of them just have eye hooks. I decide, in the spirit of multitasking, why don't I just also make a couple of how-to YouTube videos, including how to wire a canvas painting for a gallery show, and also a separate one with how to frame your canvas works in a floater frame. This way, when my daughter and I are in the middle of our upcoming move, I'll have some video footage and I'll have some episodes that I'll be able to post. So while I'm wiring up all my canvases and filming a YouTube video on how to wire canvases, my daughter's here by my side, having a good time, playing with her toy. So I decided the how-to video was definitely going to be a voiceover, like a lot of my how-tos, because my daughter's here sitting and playing with a musical toy. So obviously it would be really hard to film the audio for the how-to. At the same time, I'm actually getting all these pieces wired and filming it. But I decide I can go back and add the audio later. As I'm finishing up wiring my 10 pieces and filming the video, my daughter decides to go play with the mirror, and I feel really grateful that there's a mirror in the room I'm working with because it's really entertaining her, and I'm able to finish wiring all 10 pieces. Okay, so it's 11:25 a.m. I got the wiring done. I filmed a bunch of video for a how to wire YouTube. And now I realize I haven't eaten anything yet. So I made half a bagel. And I like to just put the everything seasoning on top of the cream cheese because it's far less messy than toasting an everything bagel because I find the seeds just get everywhere. It's good. Okay, now because I'm an older mother, I need to bring out the boppy pillow, which is such a lifesaver because now it's time to feed my daughter some formula. Even though she's on to solids purees, babies still eat formula/breast milk until they're at least 1 year old. And I really feel grateful these days that we still have this time where I'm feeding her formula because these are the times when I really stop and
pay attention to her and make sure I'm focusing just on her and not trying to multitask. But the moment is pretty short-lived because pretty soon I'm back to getting ready for the exhibition. I move on to starting the how-to on how to use floater frames to frame your canvases, but pretty soon it's clear that my daughter wants to take a nap, so I go and put her down, and then luckily I'm able to get the rest of the framing done pretty quickly, and I'm amazed because I'm using a power drill and she's just sleeping right through it.
So it's 1:15. I just finished wiring and framing all of the pieces. I am just going to leave packing for another day. I still have another month. My daughter is just waking up, and now it's time to go out and enjoy some fresh air, enjoy these California days. Even in December, it's fabulous here.
But of course, getting out of the house is never that simple, and my daughter's hungry again, and this time we're going to do the salad. So I give her a piece of apple, which is her favorite, while I am making up some eggs. They were organic. And then of course, it's time to do the diaper change, make sure I have formula packed, get the backpack ready, and then get her back into the baby carrier.
So now we're just waiting for the trolley, and it looks like the bus service to the park is canceled because they're having a special event. So we might walk from the trolley station. It's a nice day for a walk.
So I was right about the bus. So once we got off the trolley, we had to walk to the park, which was, I don't know, about 20 minutes, which is really not a long way, although everything seems a bit longer when you're carrying a baby. And then when we got to the park, the first thing we came across was a protest for democracy and human rights in Iran. So I decided it was definitely time to take my daughter to her first protest.
Hey, ho, ho, Islamic regime must go!
We stuck around for about 10 minutes to show our solidarity, but then I kept getting super teary-eyed, and I think it's the lack of sleep being a new mother. So I decided it was time for us to head off and to take part in the special event that was happening at the park called December Nights. It's an annual event that happens every year in San Diego's Balboa Park, which is like its central park. There were all kinds of food vendors, including food vendors from the international houses, which are kind of like clubs for different countries. There were also all sorts of musical and cultural performances. People exercising the right to free speech, and things for all ages. We kept moving along pretty quickly because it was getting dark and I wanted to head to the other end of the park so that we could go to the zoo. As you can tell, once we got to the zoo, it was a little dark for filming, but it actually wasn't that dark inside the zoo. We got to see some orangutans playing with some tools, and then we went to the aviary to check out some birds. The buses still aren't running because it's a special event. So we walked back to the trolley station, and luckily enough, we were able to just catch the trolley, which was great. And by the time we got there, Zeus fell asleep. We managed to get home just before it got dark, which is great. Little one, she's taking a nap, but she'll be back up again for a while before she goes down for the night. So now it's just time for me to make myself some dinner, and then it'll be time to play and read some stories. So that was the last, 8 to 9 hours of my life as an artist and a mother. Now, today is Saturday. If today was Monday through Friday, I probably would have spent at least a good 5 hours also working on my day job. I run another business, which allows me the flexibility to be my own business owner. So I probably wouldn't have taken us to the zoo and gone to a festival, but on a good day, hopefully I at least get out of the house. But as you can see, we did a lot of things. I got a lot of things done for my art career, both my fine art, and now I'm sitting down and it's only 4:30 to do some drawing.
I still haven't had dinner yet, and I'm sure we'll spend some time playing, having some mother-daughter time, but I really wanted to get this out here to you guys while I was thinking about it, while it was fresh in my mind. So what is it really like to be an artist mother? Well, as you saw, I got home before dark, and I only have a 7-month-old, so I don't go out as often to kind of nighttime art exhibitions. And here in San Diego, there's actually a lot during the day anyway, so it's really not a big deal. But when we're in a different city, I might want to make an effort to go out later at night sometime. And you might be sitting here thinking, okay, girl, you run your own business, you're doing your art stuff. Obviously, you've got some man or woman supporting you. No, folks, I'm completely single. I'm a single mother by choice. It's just Zeus and I. We're a great team. You might be thinking, hey, do you have some parent or relative hanging around to give you some free childcare? Nope, it's just us out here in San Diego. So at least at the moment, no, it's just the two of us. I'm lucky not to have a boss breathing down my neck for my day job because, as I said, I run my own business. And I feel really fortunate. I know I'm really privileged, but, I paid for my own college and got scholarships, and I'm started my own business, and I'm supporting the two of us and doing my art and, being an imperfect mother and an imperfect artist and all that good jazz. So I hope this gave you a little bit of inspiration. I think we had a fantastic day. I think we have a really great life. It might not be as shiny and fabulous as some of the YouTubers you're seeing out there. And frankly, it's a little hard to take some extra footage. I don't always have a million hands free to be able to do some extra shots, and I'm very busy. So I don't spend a lot of time on my makeup, as you can tell, and sometimes I just chop my own hair. While we, are fortunate to be in a decent financial situation, as you could see from today, we didn't really spend any money. So when we were out, I didn't buy anything. And when we went to the zoo, I have an annual pass and we go there almost every weekend. So yeah, I'm not spending money left and right. But everyone's situation is different. And I know there's a lot of people out there that can't make as much per hour and don't have passive income yet. So you might have less time for your art, that's for sure. I mean, there are people without kids that don't find time to squeeze in your art, but you will find time to squeeze in what's important for you. And I think running my own business and running my own art business and keeping on doing my art is the way I can be the best role model for my daughter. I want her to grow up and think I can be whatever I want to be. I don't need to wait for someone else to be supporting me. I don't need to wait for someone else to make it happen. I can get out there. I can make it happen. I can be self-reliant. So if you could tell from this episode, clearly I love being an artist mom. I think it's a fabulous idea. If you like kids, if you want to be a mom, I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to not let fear stop you. You can definitely be an artist mother, a working artist mother without a huge support network physically around you. I do have a fabulous support network, but it's not right here in San Diego. If you're completely new to this channel, I'm Aurora B. On this channel, I talk about my journey as an artist, trying to turn my passion into a career. I talk about what's worked for me, what hasn't, and the often taboo subject of making money from my art. If you like this content, consider subscribing. Please hit the like button or the unlike button or the dislike button. And until next time, keep creating.